What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, the Taco Stinger.
Gorilla for 4 months, Zeke, I got.
Bless that Taco Stinger. Thank you so much, Sitley. Is this? Yeah, okay. That's that. All right. Thank you so much, Sitley, for making that.
I ain't going nowhere, D.
I appreciate that. I ain't going nowhere, hell yes. Got a lot of re-ups to take care of or to recognize today. First and foremost, my right-hand mod, the tech man that I go to with my hapless techno-weenie problems, and the creator of the Taco Sting, Mr. Sitley, who has celebrated 4 years, is celebrating 4 years of subbing today. 4 long years of listening to me and doing lots of what is that called? Team view, where he can take control of my mouse on my computer and he can look in things rather than explaining them to me. He'll just take over my computer and fix things for me. So, Sitley, I love you, brother. Can't wait to see you in 9 days. 9 days, that's it. We got 9 days, baby. 9 days until TwitchCon. 4 years of Zeke saying, Sitley, I broke it. I don't get it. Sitley? Mr. Lee, I don't get it. But thank you, Sitley, for those 4 years. Also, Reaper719, that's 5 months. I am the greatest streamer on Twitch. You almost got your second stripe there, Reaper. Thank you. Mista's got 32. I was gonna say 2.5 years, but that's 2 years and 8 months. So thank you, Mista. Also, Verum Lumen has got the first stripe. That's one stripe on the shield. There's first stripe, 3 months. Thank you, Verum. Also, Elthin, bless Tacarilla, 4 months. Bless you, indeed. Equilibrium with 32 as well. I ain't going nowhere. Thank you, Equilibrium. And also, Big Daddy, my Boston friend, Mr. Ramzal is here. Hello, Ramzal. It's good to see you. Almost 3 years with that fine gentleman.
Fine. I am here now.
It's fine. I am here now. Thank you, Fimblewolf, with 29 months. Much love to you, Fimblewolf.
Hey, buddy. 14 months, man. Just curious if I can get a prayer and Tacarilla for blessings on my upcoming marriage in November.
Oh, hell yeah!
If not, it's cool. Love you, man. Excited to see you at TwitchCon next week.
Hell yeah, TB Livewire. Fuck yes, sir. Fuck yes, sir.
Missed the stream. Glad you had a great time.
I had a great time. Thank you, Savage Sig, with that tier 3 re-up. With the best $24.99 emote out there. Savage Sig, you can tell the world that you paid money for that goddamn emote. And I hope you're happy with that. Thank you so much for your third tier re-up.
I was an artist alley at Nick, helping a friend at her table.
Oh, you were?
I saw you there. I did see Erica Alexander, aka Maxine Shaw from Living Single.
Oh, from Living Single?
From the Cosby Show.
Oh my god! That's awesome, dude. Fatal the Baptist, I'm sorry I missed you. Sorry I didn't get a chance to see you. But I'm sure you understand. We were both working. Like, when I go to cons in general and work the cons, I am normally busy from open till close of the con. Like, before it opens. Like, my days at TwitchCon or at New York Comic Con started at 9 and mostly got done at either 7 or 6 p.m. So I was busy all day. I had like half an hour's here, 45 minutes here. Not a whole lot of time to like cruise the floor. But yeah, so those are definitely work days for sure when I do the hosting thing. And also getting around in New York Comic Con now is fucking ridiculous. It is fucking ridiculous trying to get around at New York Comic Con. Like, just going from where we were in the back to the front entrance takes like 15-20 minutes depending on the time of day. It is fucking stupid how busy it is in there. But let me throw up a quick prayer. Hold on, let me get that prayer. Taco-Rilla, the fucking stinger. Let's see it again. The taco stinger. Taco-Rilla, please bless TP Livewire and the nuptials that are upcoming. May the marriage be long and full of love, just like my penis. Taco-Rilla, bless them and keep them. And should they part ways, may they part ways amicably, like a double-decker taco with no beans to glue them together. Bless them and keep them forever in the name of the cheese, lettuce, and the ground beef. Okay, there you go. There you go, TP Livewire. I hope he hears my prayer and blesses your nuptials. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do today. I was gonna take you through some pictures and stuff from
Second strike hype.
from Twitch or from New York Comic Con, and tell some stories. I got a couple. Nothing too like outlandish, but there's a couple of stories there. Thank you, Mr. Sandman, for 6 months. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. We got a video, and Scott, of course, my YouTube man, made a video for us to watch, highlight This Week in Zeke from New York Comic Con. Okay, that's the best we can do at 7:20. All right, let's check it out and see how we did. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Here we are, New York Comic Con, Ezekiel the Third here, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be here with Don. It's really like faded. Comic-Con. And we're here talking about Transformers toys. That's right. Oh my God, my childhood, man. All day, just transforming stuff, breaking them, trying to
stopped?
do their. My dad was like, "Don't force it, you'll break it." Like, no, I can do it, Dad. I'm gonna need
It just
another
takes
one.
12 steps. I can do it.
Yeah, it's like, look at the instructions. No, that's what dummies do. I need a new one.
Nice. Awesome.
So, but I'm sitting here.
I am. Or they don't either.
But the thing is, they do.
There's a story about this guy.
I unknowingly
Yeah.
brought up an episode because I said one of my favorite Futurama episodes was when they had the original cast of Star Trek, and they had that alien life form who was like the super Star Trek fan. And he goes,
I wrote that.
I wrote that.
You're like,
I brought it up out of nowhere. And he goes, you really didn't do your research, did you? I was like, dude, you're going to throw shade at me right now.
You feel really prepared for this interview.
I totally. But that's
So now you were telling me that these comic books came into your house stinks.
Fucking
you know,
like
here
Wazama.
you are with your comics, and you're gonna
Yeah,
now.
because we self-published. Edgardo Miranda here helped me put it together, and I told you it was up to puberty.
Oh
Not safe
my
for work.
goodness.
Not safe for work.
Honestly, for the true comic book heads in the house, this is actually an homage to Amazing Fantasy number 15 when Peter Parker first got his web shooters.
He's a comic nerd.
So,
There you
mira
go.
pa allá, you can see the reference. Obviously, that's not web fluid, but it's pretty.
Well, Lloyd Kaufman takes the Troma team everywhere.
He has the biggest entourage in the business. It's
And
that's not the only biggest thing I heard.
yeah, the nose.
The nose, right.
I just call it Toxie sauce. I know you've been excited, like
It's
Toxie.
beyond
Put that
Toxie.
Toxie
All right, hold on,
sauce
hold on.
in my mouth.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you do
taste
this.
some of my
I'm gonna let you do it
sauce.
to
All
me.
the way open.
Now, not so much that I can't swallow it.
Open wide for my sauce, sir.
Just the tip. Just the tip of the sauce canister.
These guys were awesome. The Toxie or the
You'll
Troma
never
people.
take a knee again.
The Troma people were fucking bomb, dude.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's,
Nice.
Like a man, too. Yeah. Put some hair on your chest.
Wow, that's really good, actually.
Yeah, Purple Pam.
That is fantastic.
Elixir.
What is it called? Before we go, we got to wrap up. But before we go, how was your cosplay today?
I walked the floor this morning as Chewbacca. Obviously I have a cosplay habit, but it turns out that within cosplay, I have a Chewbacca habit.
You do,
I can't
yeah.
stop wearing my Chewbacca costume. Today,
It's
what we
really
did
good.
That was different was Norm Chan from Tested cosplayed for the first time, and he was a First Order Stormtrooper leading me around in a pair of Imperial cuffs. And we spent about an hour on the floor this morning. And I just love watching someone else take off the helmet, be sweating balls, and pure joy on their face.
Oh my God, man, that is such a joy to hear, dude. And I saw the picture, one of the pictures of you guys. It looked almost romantic.
It did.
Yeah. From certain angles, it's either like he's got me in custody or we're on a date.
Yeah. But there again,
it's a big universe.
With handcuffs, let your freak flag fly. We got to go. Thank you, Adam Savage, everybody.
My goodness.
What's up? Welcome back, everybody. Guess who we got? It's the Animaniacs. Now these guys, oh my God. They do it every time. They do it every time. Hello, New York.
Everybody, we are here on the Twitch stage. We're on the B stage, and we got my boy John Carnage hanging out.
Hey, what's up?
And one of my favorite shows that's come out in the past few years, Drunk History. We got Derek Waters. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. When I say comic, you say con. Comic. Con. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
There you go.
Got some vodka.
Yeah, we had some Absolute.
All right.
That's rough.
Oh.
What is that? That's like rubbing alcohol.
Dude, I can't say the name, but it's absolutely the best liquor.
Oh, yeah, it sure is. I can taste it.
It burns all the way down.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure is.
And we've got the man, the Batman, Kevin Conroy.
Hi.
Listen to his voice.
Yeah.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
Yes.
I am Batman.
Someday, I'm going to get there. So
Oh,
you got
man.
any weird like fan stories? Maybe someone who like freaked out, cried, or something like that?
This guy walked up and he said, hey, I want you to sign this thing. I said, what is it? And he put it down and it was a receipt. And I was like, from Best Buy. And I was like, you want me to sign the receipt? I was like, all right. So I'm signing it. And I'm like, why am I signing a receipt from Best Buy? And they said, it's for a new television. I was like, I'm still no closer. Why? And he was like, when
I know where this is going.
you died on Sons of Anarchy, I threw my beer at my television. I broke my television.
I got nothing on that one. That is.
We were also talking about, I said, I want to do something funny with you. Can you tell, like maybe on stage you can do some of your warm-up exercises? And you said,
I don't have any.
Don't have any.
Yeah, which is probably why I've lost my voice. No, it's funny. People always ask about that. What kind of vocal exercises do you? I'm like, excuse me?
Nolan North,
I try
baby.
Not to exercise at all now that Uncharted's over. You know, I plan on letting myself go in a big way. But it's funny. No, a lot of times, morning sessions are usually tougher. But give me a hot cup of coffee, black coffee, and sometimes sing on the radio on the way just to get things going. But I've worked with so many people like D. Bradley Baker, Jess Harnell, and Jim Cummings. Watching them do their vocal stuff, and they're vocal gymnasts. These guys are amazing, and they're like, and I'm going, that helps. Yeah, I'm just like you said backstage. It's funny. It's basically true. It's me. It's just like, let's go. Yep.
Oh, man, that was good. Thank you, Scott. Thank you for making that, Scott. You can check that out on my YouTube channel if you want to. YouTube.com/Ezekiel_III, or you can just do Ezekiel III. You don't have to have the underscore. But if you want to check that out, go ahead. Right there. Apparently, I'm not signed in, so I'm not subscribed. But yeah, if you want to see that again, that's the highlights from New York Comic Con. Thank you very much, Scott, for making that. Let's see here. I think let me just go through the pictures here, because there's a lot of people I met but did not get to interview. Let's see here. Guess we could start at the top. No, not LibreOffice. No, let's not do that one. Let's open it with let's just open it with photos. There you go. Okay, so this was I put some of the schedule things in there just cuz. And I suppose we could do some light background music. Okay. Let's see. Piggy's Tail, Hasbro Comics. I guess I really don't have to go. Oh, Stand Against Evil. I didn't get another picture with John C. McGinley, but there was an interview I did with John C. McGinley and Janet Varney and Gould. I can't remember his first name. It's not Elliot Gould. It's fuck. Because I said Elliot Gould on stage and I fucked it up. But John C. McGinley, Dr. Cox, fucking intense as always, man. He's a crazy motherfucker. Or not crazy, just super intense, super focused. Like, his sense of humor is very much Dr. Cox. It's like, he's just straight. I'd love to see that dude giggle. I'd love to see you do that dude giggle. One of the best Simpson writers stand-up is there, you turd. You mean, do you mean John, David A. Goodman, right? Let's see. Well, let's just go to the pictures here. Now this is the first picture I took because it's Dana Gould. Thank you, Fatal the Baptist. I couldn't remember his name.
Tumos anniversary on Taco Tuesday. Tacarilla be praised.
But that's the thing, you guys. Thank you so much, Sue Gallen, for 2 months in a row. I do appreciate that. That's one of the things that David A. Goodman was giving me shit about, was that I didn't do my research. Because, and we talked about it on stage about, you see the credits all the time, but they don't really register with you. Dana Gould has done tons of shit, and his name never really registered with me. Same with David A. Goodman. David A. Goodman, we were talking backstage about his book that's coming out, the autobiography of Captain Jean-Luc Picard. And no shit, I said backstage, one of my favorite episodes is the Futurama episode with all the original cast. And he goes, you really don't do your research. I wrote that episode. And I was like, that's the weird thing, man. I love everything you do and everything you've probably done. I just don't know who you are. And he was totally cool with it. He rolled with the punches. He took shit and flipped shit back. It was great. He was awesome. But this first guy, not a lot of people recognize his face, but they know him. Same thing. This guy is Garth motherfucking Ennis. Garth Ennis, creator of Preacher, The Boys, Just a Pilgrim, all kinds of books that I've come to love. I own every single copy. I know every storyline, all that kind of stuff. Also, Garth Ennis, Ennis, creator of Preacher, is probably what most of you would know him as. But totally legend in the comic industry. And he doesn't do a lot of interviews, which someone told me, and they're like, dude, you got lucky, man. He doesn't do interviews very much. And I was like, fucking, that's great, man. But he's one of my heroes that I've been meaning to meet. There's probably two or three more that I haven't met yet. One, I would love to meet Frank Miller. Frank Miller's still on my list. Neil Gaiman, I sort of met when he came to Billings to do a talk. And then, of course, Alan Moore, but you're never going to meet Alan Moore. Never going to meet Alan Moore. But Garth Ennis was a huge get for me, comic-wise. This is David A. Goodman, the creator of, or the writer of the Star Trek Jean-Luc autobiography with Captain Kirk's autobiography. But also, he's written for tons of shit. He is currently now writing for the Seth MacFarlane space series that I can't remember the name of. That I watched 2 episodes of. Why can't I remember the name? I can't remember the name. The Orville, thank you. The Orville, yes. He is one of the head writers on the Orville now. And apparently, I've known him for years and just never known who it was. But he was super cool. He's a fan. He's a fandom fan. He's he knows all the shit about Star Trek. He's huge into it. Loves it. But yeah, he was really cool and really funny too. It's just, being a comic writer, you would think so, right? He is. Adam Savage, of course, you guys all know Adam Savage. Adam Savage, this is my second time interviewing him. He is one of the best, most charming and down-to-earth, approachable guys, celebrity-wise, that I've ever met. He is awesome. He's just like you want him to be. You're like, man, I hope Adam Savage's not a dick. He is not. He is a fucking amazing guy. And he loves cosplaying. He loves being there. He loves being among the fans and talking to him and doing all that kind of shit. He said something to me at the last time I interviewed him. He said something, we were talking about his kid. I was talking about him helping, do you make your kid, your son help you, categorize all these costumes shit? He's like, yeah. And I said something he doesn't really he doesn't think you're that big of a deal because you're his dad, right? And all this other stuff. He's like, yeah, he's into all this, kid stuff, cell phones and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And I said, so what kind of lessons do you impart upon your son? And he said something that will live with me forever. He said, I just want to teach my son one lesson. I mean, lots of, but one in particular, that if he comes away with that, I've done my job, and it's be kind. I want to teach my son kindness. And I was just like, oh, Adam Savage, you're going to make me cry in front of all these people. I'm going to cry. I'm going to get teared up. But yeah, that's what he said. It was amazing. Let's see. There's John Leguizamo. And Edgardo. John Leguizamo and Edgardo. They're creating a comic called Freak, based on John Leguizamo's one-man show from back in the 80s, I want to say. 80s or early 90s. But he did a one-man show about his life, and they're making a comic about it. But John Leguizamo was really cool. But I will say this. I will say that one thing that was kind of weird. Thank you, Jaegergeist, by the way, for 5 months in a row. Much love. Thank you. But I will say this. It was kind of funky because it was me, John Leguizamo, Edgardo, and Pancake Pow, who is also Latina. And I can't remember what Latina, like what country Latina she is. But I felt kind of weird out there because Edgardo was like shouting out countries like Colombia, Mexico, of course in a Spanish accent, and everyone's like yeah, and I was just sitting there going like, why am I even up here, man? He's not gonna say Yugoslavia. But yeah, they were talking about like having a Latino voice and having it in comics and telling real stories and that kind of stuff. And I thought it was really interesting. The reason why I wanted to be up there was because John Leguizamo was the first like one-man show kind of a thing that I saw on HBO. And it was in a theater. I was like, I'm a theater guy, and there's a dude doing a one-man show on a stage in a theater, and he's on HBO. So I can do my theater thing and possibly make it to like, be actually famous doing theater. And he like really inspiring for me, for sure.
Zeke love.
No, I said I'm Yugoslavian. Like my mom's side is Yugoslavian, and I was waiting for him to say, like Viva Yugoslavia. He's not gonna say that. That's funny. That was the joke, is that I'm from Yugoslavia, and he wasn't gonna like say my country of origin and I was gonna be like, yay, But yeah, he was super cool. And I think there was a moment in there where I think Edgardo said something about white people, and I went, hey, and I waved my hand, hey. What part of Yugoslavia? I don't know, man. There's like 100 billion of them, right? And honestly, I don't look into it. I don't really care all that much about my heritage. I just don't. Dope as Kush, thank you for 13 months, a year and a month. Much love. Appreciate it. Let's see, what else? Who's next? Hey, there's Lloyd Kaufman. Lloyd Kaufman is the daddy of Troma films. For 42 years, this company, Troma, has made just terrible schlock. Well, not terrible. They're entertaining.
I'm 18 whole beers now. I don't have to listen to you anymore. You can't tell me what to do. Also, can I borrow the car?
Yes, Mr. Bloody, you can borrow the car, but make sure you use a seatbelt and home before 10 p.m. Thank you also for 18 months in a row. No, that's the thing. Like, John Leguizamo has done it all. And that's another reason why he's inspiring me, why I look up to him, is because film, television, theater, stage, commercial. I don't know if commercials, but he's done it all, and he's played all kinds of different characters. He did he did Violator. He did a drag for Tu Wong Fu. He did Shakespearean with Romeo and Juliet. He was Tybalt, the Prince of Cats, which I thought he did fucking amazing in. Yada yada yada. Anyway, this is the weirdo head leader of Troma Films, Toxic Avenger, Romeo and Juliet, so on and so forth. Like, they've done hundreds, literally, I bet hundreds of films, and they're all just like these gore, sex, B-rate, just weird films, and I loved it. I loved talking to him, and I love having the Troma people, like his squad up there. They were great. Let's see. Oh, this is Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif, who is one of the greatest character actors of our time. He was a Mentat in Dune. He was Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings. He's the voice of Chucky, which is why he was here. He's just done so much stuff. He was the doctor in Deadwood. He was fucking awesome as that doctor in Deadwood. He's done a lot of stuff, and his characters are always so very like. He's very like Gary Oldman and him are like my favorite character actors that do like different. They're different every time. But he's great. He was really subdued. Like, I don't know if he was like on Xanax or whatever, but he was just like, all right, okay. Just not like an asshole. Just really like, going where he's supposed to go. Stuff like that. Oh, and that's a blurry picture because we had some drinks. That's me and Swifter and Don Fubar at the best pizza place in New York, Pizza Suprema. I just kind of snuck in there. I had to have it. Don Fubar, by the way, Jose, had Pizza Suprema 5 days. All 5 days he was there, he had at least one slice while he was there. There's another one. I don't know why I put that in there. I could just go through the slides. Wait, hold on. Is there anything that it didn't take pictures of? Let's see. Power Rangers. The Nickelodeon guys. Those guys were awesome to talk to. I can't wait for the Nickelodeon documentary because we talked about like Snick and all the Nicktoons and all this kind of stuff like from back in the day. It's called Nickelodeon, or it's called The Orange Years, the something of Nickelodeon. I can't remember. The President Show. I don't think I got a picture with those guys. I should have, but he just jetted after his interview. But I got to interview the guy, Tamanik. Anthony Tamanik, I think his name is, who plays President Trump on the President Show with his sidekick. Can't remember his name either, but plays Vice President Pence. Those guys were fucking cool. And he's a gamer. The guy who plays President Trump is a gamer because we were talking about like he played Cuphead, and he was talking about like taking his Switch everywhere and stuff. He was great. Let's see. Didn't care. And this is a block I was not involved with. Jason David Frank, who is a Power Ranger apparently, that everybody is super like. He packed the fucking auditorium, packed like the place where people could sit. He packed it. Everybody wanted to know what's up with the Green Ranger. I want to say he's a Green Ranger, right? All right. Atamanik. Thank you, Atamanik. Let's see. Gabriel Rodriguez are sort of ages. The Orville cast. The Orville cast was the only difficult interview I had, and only because what's her name? Hold on. What is her name? Her name is Penny Johnson. Penny Johnson, who plays the doctor on that show. Sup, Dildo? What up, Schmagiggy? How you doing? But on the Orville cast, I don't know why I didn't have any pictures. Oh, because Penny Johnson, who was also on 24, and she's been in lots of stuff, but she was sassy. She immediately started with the sass. I had watched 2 of the 5 episodes. There's only 5 episodes out, and I watched 2 of them, and I thought that was okay. And she just immediately out of the gate just started like shitting on me for not knowing what I was doing and and it threw me off because usually people are very accommodating when I ask them like softball questions, and she was just out of the gate and it just like fucked up my rhythm. So it's like, okay, had to take a minute to like get it back because I was like, okay, she knocked me out of my groove. Okay, let's try and get this fucking interview back on the road. Yeah, she laid into me pretty good. But that was the only kind of sort of difficult interview that I had because of that. And also, David A. Goodman was back for this interview, and we got to talk about that. How Ezekiel got his groove back, right? Yeah. And then the Man in the High Castle, I did that one last year, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't do this one. I didn't do it this year because I watched season 1 of Man in the High Castle, and I was like, I don't know. It wasn't for me. Just wasn't for me, man. I watched the first season and I went, nah. Final Space cast, Animaniacs cast. Now the Animaniacs cast, let's see if we, because I don't have any pictures of the Animaniacs, because I took some last year. But the Animaniacs, Tress, Jess, and Rob. Tress McNeil, Rob Paulson, and Jess Harnell. Those guys are the best. They are the fucking best. Like, if you ask me who is the best interview you've ever had and who do you look forward to seeing, Animaniacs. Those guys are humble, grateful, hilarious, a great interview. They talk. They talk when they're at, they expound on questions. They do everything. They do like the cool fan service stuff. They talk in character during their interviews because they know that's what the fans kind of want. And man, those guys are the fucking best. And they're super friendly. And they always go together, which is so weird. They're all nice. Like all three of them. And last year I actually had Maurice LaMarche, who is Brain. I had 4 of them with Maurice. And Maurice is a lot more toned down. He's more withdrawn than the other guys. Total sweetheart, though. All of them are just total sweetheart. It's crazy. Okay, we'll move on. And then we got Drunk History. By the way, I got Tress McNeil at the end of the interview to say "Jam a bastard in it, you crap." That's awesome. It was so good. Derek Waters, exactly like he is on the show. Super laid back. Doesn't go all out, but he makes jokes, he laughs, he has fun, but he's really, really, just really chill. He's just a chill dude. Yeah, he was cool. He was cool. We had a shot of Absolute with him. And that was fun, I guess. And this, who you might not know his face, this guy now probably has more money than God, because this is Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead. That's him. And him and the guys at Skybound always invite Twitch out to do stuff. They're the guys who hire us for San Diego Comic-Con, since Reed Pop doesn't run San Diego Comic-Con. They do run New York, but they don't run San Diego. So the Skybound guys, who is Robert Kirkman's publishing company, they bring us out to do the stuff at their place, their location, wherever they're set up at San Diego. So it was cool. I finally got to meet him. I interviewed him on stage for a little bit. He's also a fun guy to hang out with. He'll flip you shit. He can take it and dish it out. He's really, really cool, and he's really like, I thought I got nervous around him only because he's so like huge right now and has been for the past couple years. Like, he's such a huge like driving force of comics in television and stuff like that I was kind of like, man, I'm sure everybody wants a like piece of his time and stuff like that. So, but he was cool. He's totally approachable, really cool guy, and really like, can we get a picture? He's like, yeah, man, of course. Yeah. Anyway, this is me and Kelly and Rachel. We're getting drunk. We're getting drunk at a bar. I'm sure you want to know all about that, but that's all it is. We just ate food and got drunk at a New York bar. And there's my girlfriend. I don't know how that one snuck in here, but my girlfriend, she thinks she's famous and all that. She thinks she's famous. Oh, by the way, Settys, oh my God, thank you for 32 months, Settys. Mwah, I love you. Sorry, I didn't mean to gloss over it, but thank you, Settys, for 32 months. But she's on a show called Archer, and I've seen it. I've seen a couple episodes, but I was like, come on, they won't believe that you're my girlfriend unless we take a picture together. And so she was like, all right, but I'm not gonna smile, and I'm gonna give you the English fuck off. And I was like, all right, you do what you want, baby. It's your world. But yeah, no, this is Aisha Tyler. Of course we're not dating. Come on. Yeah, but she was there with most of the cast of Archer, minus H. John Benjamin, of course, because he's H. John Benjamin. He doesn't have to do shit. But we had Pam Poovey, we had Lucky Yates, Pam Poovey is the character. I can't remember the name of the voice actors, but we had Lucky Yates who voices Krieger, Aisha who voices Lana, and I think a producer or two. But I didn't do that interview because sometimes if there's more than if there's 4 or more guests, one of the hosts usually ducks out or should duck out because it's just too many people on stage any other way. But yeah, I didn't get to interview her because I gave it to Jose since there was too many people on stage already. But I caught her backstage and I was like, "Hey, man." She's like, "Nah, go ahead, let's go." But and then this guy, this motherfucker right here, Kevin Smith, who looks like he's lost a shitload of weight. Like, dude is svelte. Like, look at no jaw jowl shit going on. But yeah, Kevin Smith did 2 hours on our stage, doing interviews for IMDb. He was paid by IMDb to come onto our stage and do live interviews and that kind of stuff. So he hung out for 2 hours, just doing interviews of like people like the cast of The Walking Dead. He did, I can't remember what else. He did a whole bunch of stuff for IMDb, and I actually got to like he hung out backstage, and honestly, this is another one of those dudes that is the coolest, like as cool as you want him to be. You're like, man, I really hope Kevin Smith is as cool as I think he is, and he totally is. I came up to him and I was like, and I fucked up because I was like, I don't know what to say, so I was like, Mr. Smith, Kevin, you mind? Hi, I'm Zeke. I'm working here. I'm the backup guy because if someone canceled or couldn't make it to one of his scheduled interviews, I was backup going to come up on stage and just interview Kevin. So I said, I'm the backup guy in case someone doesn't show up. I'll come up and I'll ask you some questions just to fill time or whatever. He's like, oh, dude, that's cool. And once he knew that I was like there to work, he like fucking brought me in, gave me a hug. He's like, all right, man, cool. So, like, how long you been? I was like, we chatted for a couple of minutes, and he was just a super sweet guy. And, yeah, his interview with DMC was awesome.
Less than 3.
No, I wasn't really starstruck. Like, that is very, very rare for me. I found it's very rare for me that I get starstruck.
1 year, baby.
1 year, baby. Thank you for 29, Chairman 2K, the 29-month re-up. And also, Spoon Man got the year of resubbing. No, I didn't get starstruck around him. It's usually female celebrities that I get starstruck around. Male celebrities, not so much. I got starstruck around Mila Jovovich. Just a little bit around Evangeline Lilly. And these were all last year interview or past interviews. A boner is not starstruck. No, I get nervous because, and here's the reason. I'll tell you exactly the reason why it happens. And it's not necessarily starstruck. It's nervous about talking to them because I am a male fan of a female celebrity, and I don't want to come across as a fucking creep. I have such a fear of like coming across Sean Levine. Hey, I'm Zeke. I'm such a big fan of it, and having them go like, dude, whoa, dial it back, you know, shit like that. That's what I'm scared of because I'm sure they have it. They get it all the time, all fucking day long. Whereas male celebrities don't have to deal with that as much. You know, I'm sure like the hotter male celebrities have to deal with like female fans, like, you know, screaming and fawning on them, but it's a completely different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? That's why I get like, and it's not necessarily starstruck. It's just nervous that I don't want to come across like I'm a, you know, creepy or like trying to like fucking get a picture of them and post it on and like Photoshop them and whatever, you know, whatever goes through their mind. But Kevin Smith, awesome. He walked right by me. I was like, oh, it's Kevin Smith. Oh, I'm gonna go. He was super cool. And also, I don't know if it's here. Nope. But there's a picture later, and I'll tell you about the picture later. This guy. Now, this guy I've seen many, many times in many, many different things. And I was like, why do I know him? And why do I hate him? Why do I think he's a fucking asshole? And then it all came flooding back when I remembered this is Porn Stash. And Jose with the photobomb was fucking awesome. It's one of the best photobombs I've ever seen. But this is Porn Stash from Orange is the New Black. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's why. And he's been in lots of stuff. Don't get me wrong. He's been in lots of stuff. He's the leprechaun in American Gods. He's, in all kinds of stuff. But that's the reason. That's the one thing I was like, I don't like him, but why? Because he's Porn Stash. Yeah. But that's what he was there to do the interview for American Gods. Like some of the cast from American Gods were there. And Scott Snyder's in the background. Good call on that. Yep. Scott Snyder was there with Greg Capullo to talk about Batman. And so there's a couple of photobombs. I saw, like, Jose's is great, but I like that Scott Snyder's just, chilling in the back. I didn't get a picture with Greg Capullo or Scott Snyder, though. I kind of wish I did, but only so people could see it. But to be frank, like, I only kind of like their work. I'll be honest with you. Like, I kind of like Scott Snyder and I kind of like Greg Capullo. Like, they're good, but they're not like, they're no Garth Ennis to me, personally. But yeah, he was a super cool guy. He was funny. We have these leather chairs in the green room, and if you sit down too hard on the leather chairs, they make it like a fart noise because the leather, like, air escapes and rubs against the leather. And he sat down and he went like that. He's like, what the fuck? That was the chair. And he got up and, like, did it like 5 times to try and make it do it again. He's like, what were you doing with Pablo Schreiber in the back? Oh, we were just doing chair farts back there with Porn Stash. I was doing chair farts with Porn Stash. It was great. Let's see. And there's Kevin Conroy, the man himself, Batman. The only Batman that matters. He was cool. He took a second to warm up. But I will say this. I wish I had my phone at that time or had it out and ready to go. But he was standing back there, and Kevin Smith was just about getting done doing his thing. And Kevin Smith sees Kevin Conroy, and it was like a nerd, like atomic interact, like Kevin Smith and Kevin Conroy just go, oh my God, and they hugged each other. It was like, yeah, dude, what's going on? I was like, this is like the nucleus of nerddom right now. But yeah, it was cool. They're like, they knew each other, friends and stuff. And he was a good interview. He did the voices, talked about Batman, did everything, did like lots of fan service and shit like that. He was cool. Oh, this is Kevin Smith. After, like, I had been on stage for another half an hour, after his shit was done, I come out like a half an hour, 45 minutes later, and I look out the back of our little green area, and I look out, and people are crowded around. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Kevin Smith is fucking hanging out, talking to fans, taking pictures. He sat there for like another hour and a half after his shit was done, just talking to everybody that wanted to talk, shaking hands, taking pictures. Like, genuinely fucking cool dude. Genuinely cool dude. Let's see. Oh, and this is me and Jose and Foobs getting some sushi. Not that you care, but we were getting some sushi. It was delicious. Oh, I took this picture for Noosh because she's in love with Garrus, and this is the only cosplay I took a picture of because I knew someone would love it. But it was a really cool Garrus cosplay, and I took that picture for Noosh. Oh yeah, Ryan Hurst, Opie from Sons of Anarchy. He was just fucking badass. Like, he just screams like, I'm a badass man. He's awesome, dude. He was really, really cool. And he has size 16 shoes. Like, cause we were sitting like this, like with our legs crossed like that. And his shoe, he was sitting with his other leg crossed, and his shoe was lined up with my shoe. And it made me feel like a child. Cause I wear like size 10 and a halves, size 16. His shoe was like that much bigger than mine. I was just like, and I made mention of it. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. Huge foot. And he's like 6'5", something like that, 6'5", 6'6". I'm 6'1". I'm not a short guy, but he dwarfed me. But he was really laid back, really cool. I will say that if I had him alone in the interview, it probably would have went poorly because he does not expound on answers. He just answers his thing like one sentence, two sentences maybe. I got one story out of him, which I felt good about. But if he didn't have this guy, Theo Rossi, Juice, if he didn't have Juice with him, it would have been kind of a weird interview trying to get him to talk. But Juice, that motherfucker, talkative, and I loved it. And he was super awesome, very funny. We went all over the spectrum, man. We talked about Sons of Anarchy. I did some fan questions from Twitter, some Twitter questions. Did you guys get to keep your bikes after Sons was done? They did. They kept all their bikes. I got to ask the question about how did you feel about being a person of color, talking about the episode where your race becomes an issue, possibly for Sam Crow and the Sons of Anarchy. And he actually did a little talk about that, and it was really cool. Thanks to Adam Coble for that question. But really, really sweet guys. Talked about animals. They love animals. They're dog lovers, dog owners. I think Opie has like 9, and he has like 4 or something like that. He's New York. He didn't know how to ride before the show. He learned how to ride for the show. Talked about like them being a big family, like they're happy, like they went everywhere together, like all of the Sons, like main stars, like 12, 15 of them just went everywhere together, like would take over bars and stuff on their bikes and shit. It was great. I got to talk to him about like that was something that me and my dad could talk about because dad was a motorcycle rider for since forever. And we could actually get together and talk about like episodes of Sons of Anarchy because we both love the show. And there's Nolan North, of course, man with many voices. He was cool. Just a really good interview. Nothing super duper like interesting to say about like our interaction or our interview or something like that. But just we talked about him doing the voices and what it's like and his friendship with all the other voice actors and stuff like that and how they're kind of a big happy family and they know each other and they hang out and whatever. And there's Jennifer Tilly. There's Jay Tills. I didn't get to interview her. I just took a real quick pic with her because she was there with Brad Dourif and the people from Cult of Chucky. And I was like, hey, Jennifer, do you mind if I get a picture? She's like, yeah. Like, I want to tell you that I'm a poker player myself. I love watching you on, like, Final Tables and stuff. She's like, oh, yes, I love poker. And that was about it. That was about all our interaction. She's like, okay, let's take a picture. All right, nice to meet you. He was like, thanks, Jennifer, bye. That's it. that was the only, that was all our interaction. There's me and Jose after the show was done. After all the days were done. Having a beer at a bar called District. There's us later on in that same day going to a Spanish pub and eatery that I can't remember the name of. And they had really good wine and an awesome guitar player, an awesome like Spanish guitar with like, the acoustic with the nylon strings. That was good. A lot of fun. And then there's us even later in the night after we kept drinking all day. And then we went and got more food at this noodle place, Zian's famous foods that Future Man loves to go to. I had some spicy pork noodles or whatever. Yeah. What else? Anything else? Oh, and that's the last picture I took while I was in New York. That's on Future Man's roof. That's the skyline from his roof. It's pretty cool. And then we did the Visor show, if you want to check that out. I don't know if we have a link or whatever, but that's my, that's my New York Comic Con. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Love it. And still that taco stinger. Taco stinger is great. I saw the Future Man Hulu bullshittery. There's some lawyers involved with that shit, man. It's It's real weird. It's really fucking weird how close that is. And also with the visor thing, like, absolutely, like, jeez. What was his place like? Oh, his place is great for New York. He has a very nice place. He has an upstairs and a downstairs in his place. Crazy. Oh, yeah, this is the full picture. Yeah. Here's the thing with that. I cropped the picture of me and Jennifer Tilly. I cropped the picture because I'm doing this weird T-Rex arm. I don't know why. I cropped it because I didn't want to get any dumb questions about it from you guys, but I guess since Scott's going to out me on it, I think it's because I had something in my pocket that, like, that's my cue card in my pocket, but I'm not sure why I had that. I don't know why. No idea. No idea why I had that T-Rex arm going. Let's see. You guys have any questions? Like, that you want to know about people that I met while I was there? I'm sure you probably don't. I went into great detail about, all of my interviews and whatnot. Trying to think if there's anybody I missed. Was there anybody I missed? Oops, not that. Is New York loud? Yes, New York is exceedingly loud. It is. It's just constant noise all the time. Did Kevin Conroy talk about any future work? Yes, he did not talk about it. He didn't go into detail, Joe Numbers, but he said, yes, there's stuff on the horizon that is going to fucking blow you away, and it's not Batman, because he said the thing he's doing is a departure. It's like, he said, it's like the opposite of Batman. So I'm guessing he's going to be doing something where he's playing an evil guy, some villain or something. You guys were so awesome working with us always. Oh, Trista Ray, by the way, Trista Ray in the chat. She's our cat herder. She's the one who schedules us, make sure we're there on time, make sure we're fed. She's basically the person that we're like responsible to at these things, and she does an awesome job. Did you see Mark Hamill? No. Nope, Mark Hamill. We're getting to the point where we're getting like super high list people, but we're still not at that point. Like Seth MacFarlane didn't show up. Mark Hamill didn't show. Not show up. We probably couldn't book Seth MacFarlane or Mark Hamill or name another like huge celebrity. But we're getting there. We're doing well. Who do you think out of all those people was the biggest name to get? Because I'm curious to think what you guys think. Like, who do you think would be the hardest to get? Or the biggest name on the list of people that we got? You think Adam Savage? Really? Adam Savage is the biggest name? Wow, everybody's saying that. That's crazy. Wow. And that's the funny thing is, that's the second time I've got him. That's the second time I've interviewed Adam Savage. Most recognizable doesn't mean biggest. I think Kevin Smith would be up there too. Adam Savage, he is excited to be there. Yeah, he's so excited. Technically, IMDb got Kevin Smith. Well, and Reed Pop got IMDb. Or vice versa. Like, IMDb either went to Reed Pop and was like, hey, we want Kevin Smith to do 2 hours. And Reed Pop was like, all right, come on our stage. Because that stage, the Twitch fandom stage, is owned by Reed Pop. Like, Reed Pop books all that. That is not Twitch booking. That is Reed Pop booking. The guys who run the thing. And that's how we're allowed to, like, get these people. It's like, the people who run New York Comic Con are responsible for the guests that come on during the con, for the most part. Every once in a while, like Tommy Dreamer was a last minute addition because someone canceled, and John knows Tommy Dreamer. John Carnage knows Tommy Dreamer. Who is the shortest star I met? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Who is the shortest star I met? Oh, it had to. Oh, the mermaid. Oh my God, from the mermaid girl from, or chick from the new show that's coming out. Siren. She was tiny. But she was striking. Oh my God. I can't remember her name, but she was striking. And she was English. Oh, la, 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 la. Adam, because of Mythbusters. Kevin Smith. I think Kevin Smith was definitely the one I was like, damn, we're going to have Kevin Smith. Holy shit. What's the hardest part about doing gigs like this? The hardest part about doing gigs like this is having to do interviews with things that I am not familiar with, because we all have to do it. We all have to do interviews to things that you are not familiar with, that there are rabid fans about. Like I had to do the Dirk Gently holistic detective thing last year. And I was like, I don't want to do it this year because I'm not huge into that yet. But you have to do that. That's the toughest part. To do stuff that you're not like super into, but fans are. So you have to tailor your questions to be vague enough to not look like you're a dipshit and don't know anything, but also not too specific, or people will out you and go, you don't know what you're talking about. That's the toughest part, for sure. Did anyone fall short of your expectations? Jamie Picky, I don't have expectations. You can't have expectations of people, because if you do, you're just going to get disappointed. So I go into every single interview assuming that the person is going to be a mediocre to bad interview. So I have lots of questions, lots of things to ask to expound on, lots of softball, esoteric, how's your con? Ever been to New York? What do you do while you're in New York? What have your fans been like? What has the reaction to this new book, season, movie been like? Have you ever cosplayed before? Do you like looking at cosplay? All these questions are backlogged just in case. Most embarrassing moment? I don't know if it's embarrassing, but the Orville one was definitely threw me off my game, because I wasn't expecting some of the cast to be antagonistic, to just really poke at me. I was like, why are you doing that? Man, come on now. Have you ever heard fart while doing an interview? Oh yeah. Oh sure. I'm an adult. I can hold my farts in. But yeah, I've had to fart while interviewing before. I've had to pee while doing a lot of different interviews. Yes, Eileen Powell. That's her. Thank you, Madev. That's the mermaid from the new show Siren that's coming out. Cut the beef and blame Fubar. No, if I was gonna fart on stage, it would have definitely been with the Trauma guys. I wanted to party with those guys. Those guys seem like they'd party and it would break out into an orgy. And the Javits bathrooms were fucking horrible. The Javits Center is where we did our where the Comic-Con is. And the bathrooms, we were in the far back left corner, and the only bathrooms were on opposite fucking walls from us. And they didn't have not near enough bathrooms, especially for the ladies, man. They did not have enough stalls. I can't even imagine what it was like if a girl just had to pee, how long it would take. A guy having to pee, maybe tops 10 minutes if all the urinals were full and there was a line. But usually when I got to the bathroom and had to pee, I was in and out in 2. If Elijah Wood was there, I don't think Elijah Wood came with the... Because what is he in? Elijah Wood what's his new thing that he's in? Let me see, hold on. No, goddamn, why do you keep doing that? He was Dirk Gently. Oh, Elijah Wood was there. Okay, I missed that one because Dirk Gently was in the. Oh, Dirk Gently was in the block that I wasn't in. That I left. I had a break during that block. Damn it! I missed Elijah. I didn't think he would show up. Or not show. Didn't think he would show up. I didn't think because we had the cast of the Orville without Seth MacFarlane. We had the cast of Archer without H. John Benjamin. A lot of the cast that we had were without. Oh, we had the cast of The Walking Dead without anybody from the original Walking Dead crew. We had the cast, but the main people were missing. So I assumed that maybe Elijah Wood wouldn't show up. So I guess Elijah Wood was probably the biggest name we had on the stage.
I deem you worthy in a taco.
Oh, thank you, Cross Chaser. I appreciate it. Okay, yeah, see, he was right after the Orville, so I was saying goodbye to all those guys. And Transference, I would love to interview him about that. We could go geek out on that shit. But I'd love to do that. And I don't smoke weed, but I'll tell you what. If Elijah Wood wanted to smoke weed with me, he'd be one of the cats I would do it with. He'd be like, hey, me and Willard are going to go outside and puff a J. I'd be like, I'm in, Elijah Wood. I'll do it. I'm going to get high with Frodo. Woo! Have you an interview? Hold on. Who was that? Cross Chaser. Oh, by the way, thank you, Cross Chaser, for 2 months in a row. Much love. Appreciate that. Let's see. What's up? Awesome job. NYCC. Oh, thank you, Kingdom of Rot. Thank you very much. Have you interviewed any of the people from Back to the Future? No. God, no. Yep, we got that Hobbit's leaf, man. Get that Hobbit leaf. Do that 420 show. Oh my.